Hello, dear ones. We are the three Pleiadian sisters. We come from three of the primary 7 stars of the Pleiades, and we speak together, work together in the joy of our harmony as sisters. It is our pleasure to share with you this evening.
Thank you for coming. Are you not the three that usually come through us?
Yes, we are.
Okay. The voice sounds a little different. Have any of you incarnated on this planet before?
No. We are, as we said, from the Pleiadian race. However, most that encounter us would think of us as, would likely conclude that they had experienced an encounter with angels.
Do any of you know what seems to be bothering the vessel? Is it allergies? Is it a weakened immune system? Is there some outside influence?
It is all three of these. There are many energies attracted to her, and many energies reaching out to her. And each of these energies have a specific point of origin and specific request and a specific density of consciousness from which they originate, from the soul from which they originate. And these are innumerable, these requests, we will call them these energetic requests. They are requests of her energies. You might, some in your culture might call them prayers. Prayers are requests of an entity to lend their energy to a particular matter or desire of the one in prayer.
So people are praying to her, to help them?
Yes. And each one has a unique point of origin and a unique request with much specificity. And as we said, each one orients from a particular density or level of consciousness. And so some of these are requests that are purified and refined through the work of the soul, the interior work of the soul, and others are requests driven by fear, energies of fear, and other egoic cravings and desires.
Oh, does it show up as a coughing instead of some other symptom because of a weakened immune system, or because it has to do with sadness or grief, or why does it show up that way?
The energy, the requests originate from all manner of various energies, emotional points of view, and levels of consciousness. However, they exert themselves as a demand on the energy of the vessel, and she experiences this within the energetic field of her body. And yes, just as you would surmise or diagnose with any patient, yes, a weakness in the lungs, sensitivity to environmental factors. When we say environmental here, speaking of third dimensional material factors in food and environment, she becoming more sensitive to those because of the call upon her spiritual energy.
Are there not times when she can put up a do not disturb sign and give herself a break? Put on an energy of blocking anything for a while she recoups.
A more potent angelic force field and to be hidden and cleared from energetic cords. And there are portals, there are persons, there are two persons who have acted as unwittingly as portals to attack and attach to and drain her energy.
Are any of these devices, toys, healing tools that I have, such as the Tesla plasma machine, or this new thing that you put your feet on that supposedly works through sound vibrations, the oxygen, the ozone machine? Are there any of these that are the most valuable, that work the best for her, that we should do more often?
All of these are powerful functional tools, and it is time to return to the practice Judah spoke of some months ago, of many layers of support, layers upon layers, layers of good food, water, acupuncture, all the devices that you mentioned, layering these on until there is more resilience. And along with that, most importantly, is to disconnect these, to seal up these energetic portals to disconnect the energetic ties where these have attached to her. And so there needs to be increased layers of support in the realm of administration too, and administrators have served well in this area. However, the vessel has wanted to stay connected to the people in order to serve. This is her desire, is to serve and to be as accessible as possible. However, the thousands of people who are making requests of her in the realm of the spirit, these thousands of requests, she is constantly receiving these energetically. And so in order to address them in the realm of a higher dimension, she must let go of the third and fourth dimensional communications with these. In other words, an important shift needs to happen in which she is not receiving and giving messages in the third dimensional realm, but instead doing the work in the spirit in a much higher state of consciousness. And doing consistent, a new practice needed for her of consistently several times a day unhooking from energies. Many times she is saying to herself, for instance, today in the car, feeling all the energies of the hundreds of people there angry about the accident and the traffic delays. And so she is, in a sense, gutting it out now in many situations such as this one, where she is taking on or feeling, not necessarily intentionally or mindfully taking it on, but feeling the energies of many people, and then those being accidental in the way of the circumstance that was afforded today, but then others who are intentionally calling out to her with their prayers, and those being all the more impactful. And so she is at times gutting it out, feeling uncomfortable, feeling the energies, feeling the siphoning of her energies, but simply gutting it out, so to speak, until she can get in a comfortable place or meditate and so on. But we would like to shift her now into a she must arrange her being so that at any time, any place, she may drop into a state of presence and enter a higher dimensional plane in which to address these energies.
Well, if there's any way that anybody can download to me a more powerful way of cutting off some of the portholes and the attachments, the ones that are not beneficial
Yes.
to either party.
Yes. Both of you must return to and enter into a discipline this, the both of you together will together can cover this issue, working together and reminding one another. And I can't do this. I'm dropping this. I'm going to hand this off to you, or to so and so, or to so and so, or and so on, and extracting herself more and more from mentally, emotionally, physically, in order to solve issues from a much higher dimension, and there must be a leveling up at this point. There must be a change for her of discontinuing her engagement and interaction with issues from a human standpoint. It is not that she is incapable, don't misunderstand. It is that there is a better, higher way for her to engage issues, and it is not in a natural form of communication and problem solving. It is from a higher dimension of meditation and release and letting go.
Yes, I've been trying to cut out some of the stuff. I don't want her to fool with any of the house or car or any of that stuff at all.
We would like for her to ultimately transition into a state in which where tasks are, all web-oriented tasks are done by others, and
Yes.
she is off the web. We are showing her now a picture of an insect caught in a web. If you are familiar with a spider web, when an insect is caught, it is wrapped in silken threads.
Yes.
And so there are too many of these threads, too many of these threads wrapping themselves about her. They are, we don't want you to misunderstand. They are not so much physical, material tasks as we are speaking of threads in the realm of the unseen from many, and we must now teach her a new way of being, a new realm of being, a new realm of existence in which she can rise above and not experience these requests at all as a demand on the self.
Did I hear correctly that she should stop being on the internet altogether?
Well, obviously, it is the medium for expressing the message, but for the most part, she should be there, present to channel, and that is all.
Yes.
Channel, that is all. Channel, that is all.
But still channeling with people coming on the Sunday nights?
Yes. And channeling online, yes, as well.
Okay.
We are not giving the answer in full at this time. We are simply stating that this is a new juncture for a new shift that is imperative for her well-being, because she is experiencing too many etheric cords and ties from too many. And as we said, we will not share tonight all the answer. However, we will work to unveil this within her, a new state of being, and a new higher dimensional way, higher higher level of conscious for her person in order to be able to be what this task is requiring of her.
Okay, please send me any messages as to what I can do. If there's some way I can reflect some of these, some ways I can.
Yes, you have wisdom and insight here already. You can reflect upon Bhagwan's life. How was it that this man maintained his sanity and high consciousness
Yes.
amongst hundreds of thousands of prayers directed his way?
Yes.
Prayers, thoughts, and intentions lovingly sent his way. Some from high consciousness, others from need, others from desire, others from frustration and awakening souls. You see, many different myriads of points of orientation of these requests. And then, of course, the physical demands of people around him. And so you may reflect on this as a basis for wisdom and understanding.
Okay.
And we would ask you to just as you brush away cobwebs from your face when you accidentally step through a cobweb in a portal or in some space where you are, we ask you to continuously, in a spiritual sense, from your intuition with your intention, brush away cobwebs from this one as she encounters.
Yes, I was already having that in my mind. I was already seeing that. I already saw to do that.
And we are giving the vessel a very specific picture of this from a very specific movie. And when you watch this particular portion, you will understand and you will be moved. And you will have vision for your role and purpose, and also for hers.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
And there are some, as has happened here recently, there are sometimes a singular one, other times larger groups, but many times a singular one will be unfortunately used by dark energies to come against the vessel, and you will remember, and the vessel is remembering the words of Christ, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. And you will remember that these precious ones are being used, and they are unaware that they are being used, and they do not know what they are doing. They are unconscious in their coming against her and you, and so you can easily forgive them. But still, they're being wise to protect her heart.
Yes, I do forgive them, and I do understand. They know not what they do.
But we would also say, along with that, please do not underestimate the power of this unconscious darkness. Do poison. Now we will be working with you, through you, and with the vessel to extract a venom to the heart here, and this vessel will come again as Judah with more fire, much more fire even than before, and resilience and holy fire on her tongue, and it will burn away dross and sleepiness and wickedness and pride, and she will be known as a fiery preacher, and many will have things to say, but we have dropped in her spirit this week, and we will share it with you now, that neither of you nor any other of your team are to justify, argue, defend, explain, or interpret anything she says under a channeling state, but allow Judah's words to stand alone as words from the heart of Source and the mouth of Michael, and they do not need defense or explanation of any kind.
No, absolutely not. They don't.
And your collective commitment to this protocol will bring more authority on words and more miracle power on the words and even the breath. And there will be those who will come just to receive a breath and exhale from Judah that will heal and release. And so, be strong and of good courage. And you, my love, if you can, and you have, and you shall serve the love of Source through this one, and as you serve the love of Source through this one, and serve the one, she shall serve the many, and you serve the one, and she shall serve the many, and together you will impact millions upon millions of souls on the earth and in the cosmos. And so your service of love to the one will create the atmosphere in which she shall be love. She shall be love, and all who encounter her shall be loved and shall know themselves awakening to love.
I am so honored and grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
And we will say that this was her destiny from the beginning, and there was one who loved her well. However, this one also was a servant of love. However, he was not able to hold the shield that is required for this work, for the shield is heavy and requires strength of spirit, and the love of this one was his undoing, and so it shall be your undoing as well. However, in your undoing you shall hold the shield with strength and integrity and dignity and honor, and your service is of great honor, for the one who serves is the greater of the two. And so we thank you for your service, and we will strengthen your body for this service. And it will be your joy and your portal to a golden age of the soul. And when you cross over into the unseen, you will enter the golden age of your soul, and there will be myriads who shall rejoice at your homecoming.
I need no reward.
And love is its own reward, and now you too shall meld more and more as one, and there will be less and less distinction between you. And be what you are, and many who look for love in male and female and feel the loss of what they do not experience. What they know in their soul exists but have not found will find their hope renewed in simply listening to your holy interchanges together and the sweetness of vulnerability and commitment to serve in love, Shiva, Shakti, Yin and Yang, Father, Mother, God, they will call you. And enjoy each day. For we will expand each day for you that you have left in this time of this life. You may and you shall accomplish 1,000 years in a day. 1,000 years in a day. This is our promise to you. What you do in a day will be the work of 1,000 years. Now this spider bite on this one's heart. Now we will begin extracting the poison here, and this black widow shall go her way, and the boy will follow her, and there will be some peace to come for them in due season. But let them go.